Hey folks, this is Vince with Ads Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to take a quick look at Sushi Go Party. This is a follow-up to the very popular card game Sushi Go, although this one offers a whole lot more in terms of content. For those of you that have never played Sushi Go, I do have a review out there and a video tutorial, but I'll just briefly explain it. Basically, it's a pass and play kind of game. You start with a hand of cards. You choose one, put one down in front of you, then you pass that hand to the next player, and then you're going to get a hand from the player off to your right. You're going to choose a card, put it down, pass them on until everyone runs out of cards. Then you're going to take the cards that you've played and score them based on their card types and their rules and their stipulations. That's played over 3 rounds, and whoever has the most points wins. Now, Sushi Go operates much the same way. It's a pass and play kind of game, but there are so many more cards available to you. In fact, let's just go ahead and show you what's in the box. It's a tin case, by the way, for those of you that are curious. But you've got dividers in the box insert for every different card type, and I know they're kind of hard to see here, but there's even a slot here for these tiles, and I'll explain that in a minute. But what you're going to do at the very beginning here to set everything up is you're going to first choose your loadout. When I say loadout, basically you're choosing a deck that you're going to be assembling out of these different cards up here. You're not going to be using every card type for one game. It's going to be broken up over 8 different card types each time. Now the manual does suggest different loadouts, like my first meal includes nigiri, maki, tempura, sashimi, miso soup, wasabi, tea, and green tea ice cream. If you liked the original Sushi Go card game, it gives you the ingredients that you'll need, or the cards that you'll need in order to make that deck, and so on and so forth. And you can even create your own down here. Create your own menu as long as you have nigiri cards are used in every game, 1 type of roll, 3 types of appetizers, 2 types of specials, 1 type of dessert. There's some other stipulations down here. Now, whenever you decide on a deck loadout by taking out the cards and forming a deck of sorts, you're going to go ahead and shuffle them up, with the exception of the desserts. That's very important. You're going to be mixing in so many dessert cards every round. So for the first round in a 2 to 5 player game, you're going to be shuffling in 5 dessert cards. In round 2, it's 3 dessert cards, and in round 3, it's 2 dessert cards. In 6 to 8 players, it's a little bit different. In a 2 to 5 player game, the extra 5 dessert cards are not used. And then based on how many people are playing the game, each player gets so many cards from that shuffled deck. In a 2 to 3 player game, it's 10 cards. In an 8 player game, it's 7. And then gameplay plays out basically the way I told you. You get a hand of cards, you choose one, pass it around, and then you get a hand from another player, you choose one, put it down, pass it around, and that's it. And you're going to end up with a bunch of cards in front of you at the end of the round. And then you're going to score. You can keep track of your score via these player pawns here, and you're going to be using this score tracker along the outside. Now, I did mention that there are tiles. Now, these are for informational purposes only. These serve to remind players what loadout you currently have going on. Like I said, you're going to have 8 different card types in each game that you play. There's, as you can see here, for points platter, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For a cutthroat combo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's why there's 8 spaces here. And this will also help you customize your own. You'll know that you only get 1 roll. So let's just say I wanted to customize my own and screw the roll book. So I'm going to find a roll. How about the maki roll? There we go. So we put that down there. Then we want 2 specials. So we can do a takeout box, and we can do maybe an appetizer here, tempura. There's uramaki. That's a roll, though. We can't use that. Special soy sauce. We can use that. Sashimi, tempura, appetizer, miso soup. How about that one? And we need 1 more appetizer and 1 dessert. Let's use the green tea ice cream. Dessert, by the way, is only scored at the end of the game, for those of you new to this whole thing. And then 1 more appetizer. How about eel? Yeah, so as you can see, there's a lot more cards types that you'll be dealing with. So there's a lot more rules and scoring that you're going to have to learn, as opposed to, if you're used to playing the original game, you know what maki rolls do. You know what tempura does, but you may not know what an eel does because that's new to the game as a whole. But luckily, there is a card guide, and it goes over everything. There's nigiri, maki rolls, temaki, which I've never heard of before. In fact, I've never heard of half of these things. Uramaki, dumplings, that's from the original game. Edamame, I don't know how to pronounce that. Eel, onigiri, miso soup, sashimi, tempura, tofu. You've got chopsticks, a menu, soy sauce, a spoon. And then there's some extra rules here and some clarifications. Special orders, takeout box, tea, wasabi, green tea ice cream, pudding and fruit. And again, this game is played over 3 rounds. You're going to be scoring each round based on what you have in front of you. Desserts aren't scored until the end of the game. And you're going to be adding more dessert cards in every round. And that's basically the gist of it. It plays very similarly to Sushi Go, but like I said, there's more card types, and you can customize your game any way you want to, just as I did right here. I just randomly chose, 1 roll. I chose 2 specials, 3 appetizers, 1 dessert, so that your game is going to be a little different every time. In Sushi Go, the original card game, you just played with everything every single time. Here, you get to choose what kind of cards you're going to be playing with. Sort of like in Dominion, which is a deck builder-esque kind of game. The gameplay is obviously a little different because it's a deck builder, but you still get to choose what cards you get to buy from the public pool in Dominion, and that's sort of the case here. You can choose what card you're going to include in your game in the very beginning. So what did I think of Sushi Go Party? Awesome, awesome game. The price is also pretty good. It's $22, like I was saying. And again, the price may vary based on where you're buying it from. 2 to 8 players. That is just fun for the whole family, no matter how big it is. I mean, if you have more than 8 people living with you, I'm sure there's a fire hazard code that you're breaking. But anyway, yeah, and there's a nice little divider in here. It took me a little while to figure out how to get this all figured out. I just put all the nigiri cards into one slot because there's different nigiri cards. And then there's space at the end here for these tiles to fit in, like so. And then these pawns can simply fit in maybe over here. The board folds up like so. Oh, I just took out, yeah. These actually should go in with the rest of these. Yeah, where are the tiles at? 1. You can see I'm very organized here, but these tiles fit. Okay, I guess it's double-sided. Okay, yeah, you could fit these tiles in this little thing here, like so, and that's it. And then the board fits in here, like so, and then instructions, boom, and then you close it with the tin case. You're done. So yeah, everything fits nicely, assuming you play around with the cards for a little bit. Some of these dividers are larger than others, like this one here on the end is much larger than, say, this one over here, so you may have to play around with the cards a little bit to make them fit snugly. Like right here, like these cards barely move, but these ones on the end here just, as you can see. But it still holds everything fairly nicely. So do I recommend this game? Absolutely yes. Even if you own Sushi Go, it's not like you're rebuying the game and wasting your money. There's just a whole lot more to it. It's sort of like Sushi Go 2.0. It adds more content, more customization options. It adds a nice little board so that you can keep track of what food is actually in the deck, so you don't have to keep remembering, what everyone has. And again, there's a nice little scoreboard, so you don't need a pen and paper to track your progress as you're earning points. So yeah, definitely recommend this one. Awesome game. If you guys actually want to see my review, it's a very short review on my official website. Since I'm doing a video, I tend to do short reviews to sort of complement them. But it's on my website, www.dadsgamingaddiction.com. If you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.